phenomenal foodies on Hot Chocolate Hits. I'm Benica, and today I have the amazing opportunity to interview Barry Lewis from My Version Kitchen. My Version Kitchen is a YouTube channel dedicated to making all types of different foods, and Barry is super funny to watch. He's also part of the Jamie Oliver FoodTube network, and he just released a cookbook called Dinners On, and I'll put the link in the description box below. So let's get into it. Okay, so what inspired you to first start making your videos?
It was my Mr. Barry. I all thought about Christmas dinner, and I was thinking to myself, right, I'm just going to fall asleep right now, as I do every year. The Queen's speech was on the telly, so the Queen every year on BBC, on British TV, she comes on, and we're just falling asleep as you do. And Jamie Oliver popped up on the telly poaching an egg as part of a much bigger dish. So I thought, oh, is that how easy it is to do that? And for some reason, I thought, right, I'm going to pick up a camcorder and start filming, learning to cook online, and that's basically how my channel started. And every recipe video I ever do is me cooking a dish for the first time. So it's just sort of grown from there, really. Yeah. Is
it a big change from your old profession?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I used to work in the construction industry. No, I wasn't actually a builder out on site laying the bricks every day. I was a quantity surveyor, so I did sort of like the maths and the money side, but I'd still go out on site, and it was quite funny because I'd go out and meet the builders, and they'd all be like, "Oh, that's the guy who does the cooking videos." And builders being builders, you know, you get a bit of banter, if that word means, yeah, a bit of joking around, and you know, had some fun with that. And obviously, when I told them that I was leaving the job to concentrate on doing the videos full time, they were like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." So yeah, it is different, and yeah, it's just crazy how things happen, right?
Yeah. So what's your favorite kind of food to make?
I like doing pasta dishes, really, because I just think there's so much you can do with them. And I used to not even realise that fresh pasta existed, or that making your own pasta from scratch was actually that easy, just like eggs and flour. You know, just how easy it is to make like a cream sauce, or even just like mixing it with pesto. I just love how flexible it is, and just, you know, when you can chuck it together in a hurry. So a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have thought that I'd be here sort of saying that. Actually, it's a little bit surreal because I used to just order pizzas all the time, and yeah, but definitely pasta dishes. There's so much you can do: vegetarian, chicken, beef, you name it, and always learning. Yeah.
And what's your favorite recipe that you've made so far then?
It was actually a pasta dish. It was a sweet chili chicken bolognese. So I got some chicken mince. So it's like a spaghetti bolognese, but it's a little bit spun over because you're using chicken mince, and the bolognese sauce still has tomatoes in it, but you're just mixing it with some sweet chili, and it's just got this really like sort of cool kick because it sort of caramelizes, and it's got a real sweet tang to it. I really like it. So yeah, it's actually in my book. So, yeah, it's cool. It's just something that I like muddled together by accident on a video once, and I make it as much as I can now. So yeah, it's cool.
So then, are most of your recipes trial and error, or is there like a source that you find most of your recipes from?
Oh no, they're mostly trial and error. I mean, if I get some like crazy thing, like the other day I got asked for baklava, and I didn't actually know what that was, and so I had to look online to sort of see how sort of maybe 4 or 5 recipes were put them together. But they're all so diverse, so I just like to put my own spin on it. But most of the time, if I know what it is, I'll just sort of just go for it and see what happens. And there's been a few disasters as well, but I think that's the aim, is just to, of my channel really, was for me just to try and inspire myself to cook first of all. And when I got other people from around the world saying that I was inspiring them, then, you know, that was really cool, just to keep going and, you know, getting other people to have a go at cooking, because it's just, at the end of the day, it's about having a go and about confidence, really. So you don't need a Michelin star to have a go, for sure.
So then, is that the advice that you'd give to someone who hasn't cooked before, someone new to the kitchen? Just
absolutely. It's just, confidence is, I think, like 90% of it. It's just about having a go, picking up a pan, you know, fears of people burning yourself and all that. If you take your time and just enjoy it, and, you know, I think there's this thing that if you cook something, it tastes a little bit better than someone else's, because you just have that thing that you've made it, and it's sort of like something to be proud of. But it's just about like having that buzz, you know, of just having a go. And, you know, if it doesn't work out first time, or, you know, just start with something basic and then start tweaking it, adding herbs and, you know, different ways of cooking, grilling and stuff like that. Just have fun with it. That's the best thing I can do. And then if you can inspire other people, you know, which is effectively what I've accidentally done, then it's great. But yeah, let's have a go.
So I know that you inspire a lot of people. You inspire me. But who are some of the people that you look up to? Like, who are some of the people that inspire you?
I think obviously Jamie Oliver, he inspired me because well, accidentally, really. I mean, I obviously knew who he was, and I just happened to be watching the telly. So I guess he's been like the biggest inspiration for the journey. Because if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have started it. But since starting the YouTube channel, I haven't really watched much TV, so I don't really know about other chefs and things out there. I obviously know names, but I don't really get to watch much TV shows. But yeah, I guess Jamie would be the main inspiration. But I think the YouTube audience has been equally as big, because without their support or just sort of saying, "Oh, I'll keep going," then I wouldn't have carried on really. I would have probably still put the odd video up, or perhaps Mrs. Barry, actually, my partner, she's probably should be mentioned as well, putting up with me. There's been some times when I'd get home from work, I'd be driving over to Wales, get home about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and I'd be like, right, I'm going to do a video, and I'd film it, and then we wouldn't be eating until about 10:30 at night. Really, that's quite late. So she's been quite an inspiration for keeping me going and putting up with me as well. So yeah, it's all a bit of a combination of lots of factors, really.
And how does it, like, because you've been doing a numerous projects so far, so does it feel to work with Jamie Oliver as part of this food tube?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, obviously, when the Food Tube channel launched, I was on the live show with him, which for me to suddenly step from being in the kitchen here to it's quite a big production. It's quite surreal, and a very close knit team, and it's a big step to just looking at one little camera like the webcam here, and then all of a sudden all these faces that it does make you suddenly realise just how powerful the internet can be, and how just a story can turn into a passion and a dream, and that's what's happened with me really. But yeah, it's been a crazy old time. But I was doing some filming the other day in London for Video Jug in a nice kitchen, and that's taking that to another notch, and having someone film me, because I've self-taught myself how to cook, how to edit, how to film, all that stuff, and it's just all part of my journey really. But yeah, it is quite nice when someone else is holding the camera, I've got to admit it.
So then how is, like, because you have several projects that are coming up, you have the Video Jug project, and then you have your own cookbook coming up, so can you tell me a little bit more about those projects?
Yeah, I mean, the book came about off the back end of my story, really. Obviously, in my first video, I mentioned that I've seen Jamie hold the camera up, and it was really rough. And I used to use my chopping board as a tripod, and I mentioned that Jamie inspired me. And obviously, when I was on FoodTube, they went a bit mental in terms of the local news and national and even international news were just sort of saying about the story of how not being able to cook or even having any interest in food, and then enjoying it and eventually making it my job, and then all of a sudden a book comes out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is mad, but that's really how it all came about. I had lots of phone calls from people, like press turning up at my door saying, "Look, are you the guy that that couldn't cook with those videos? Like, how did you get in my house?" I mean, it's sort of like ringing me up. How did you get my number? So yeah, I had to get an agent very quickly, and then I had a very crazy day in London where I met lots of different book publishers who were interested in making a cookbook. But also, I think what helped was that story of not liking food to go into obviously inspiring people, and that's what I aim to do, and the book does that too. So, but yeah, that's very exciting. And then obviously doing food, you get lots of offers from brands and things asking you to put things in the background, and there's lots of things that help like that can help sort of pay for ingredients and things like that as well. And Video Jug as well is a step up from a professional kitchen to a professional kitchen. When I was walked in there, it was just professionally lighted, all the sounds, and all padded on the walls, looking really good. And when I'm in here, it's literally there's washing there. It's like a real kitchen. So it's good fun,
Yeah.
It's just learning from it, just taking each day as it comes. That's my other advice as well to anyone that I get a lot of people asking me, how do I set up a YouTube channel and make it grow and stuff? And for me, in the nicest way, it was never about growing subscribers. And to me, I would still do it if I had one subscriber. If you've got something that you're passionate in and it shines through, then your story, as long as you're learning, as long as you're happy, then your story will be strong and break through everything else.
So apart from cooking, which is obviously like a huge passion of yours, what other things do you like to do?
I love playing tennis and football with my friends, and obviously my kids, they keep me really, really busy. So when I'm not filming, cooking or editing, I'm spending a lot of time with my girls. I try and get them on the camera having fun when I can, but equally I've got to be fair that, there's that life outside of YouTube, and, I've got to take them to the park and teach Phoebe how to ride a bike for the first time, just all that stuff that you do, and obviously housework. So yeah, I'm a busy old chap sometimes. Then I've got to find some time to sleep as well.
And if you could travel, like, because probably after your cookbook comes out, you'll have to do a bit of traveling, but if you could travel anywhere in the world just for the food, where would it be?
Oh, I really love Mexican food. I don't know why. I just I like the simplicity of it, but all the different flavors, and that I just like that whole sort of grabbing food and just biting, getting it around your face a little bit. But just like the whole fajitas and burritos, quesadillas, and I'm always finding out about new Mexican food. So if my follow-up book would be a Mexican one, I'd be quite happy with that. So yeah, I think ideally. But Australia, they do some good food there. Thailand as well. My friend's been there, and Italy for the pasta. I'd love to see that. There's little ladies down the street in the little alleyways that make the pasta on the table.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing to see, and actually to try it compared to trying it here in my kitchen. But yeah, that's something about the world of food as well, is that I find is people message me saying, "Oh, will you ever run out of ideas for recipes?" But not only do I get sent loads of ideas, but you just seem to learn stuff every day, and that's what's amazing about the world of food, really. And another thing that I like doing what I do so much.
So it seems that you like a lot of different types of foods. So what if you had to eat like one last supper, what would it be?
Well, if it couldn't be that sweet chili bolognese, it'd probably be just a packet of Jaffa cakes. They're like these really popular sweets here, treat biscuits here in the UK. I could eat them forever, to be honest. Or maybe actually just a pineapple. I like
just a pineapple.
Yeah, just a fresh pineapple, just cut up. A nice one though. It'd have to be good. But yeah, I like it basic really. As long as I can just munch on it all day.
And what are things that you would never eat?
Liver, because I do a few videos on my channel called Food Fears.
Yes, that's why.
Yeah, I try and overcome them. Like I tried tea the other day, and being British, that I would like tea. So I tried a load, and that's quite a good talking point. A lot of people are like, "You're British and you don't like tea." I try no, and a lot of people assume being British that it was quite a small country that I live next door to the Queen, but actually I live like 2.5 hours away from where she is. But it's things like beetroot. I've tried that and I really like it now. But liver, and what was the other one? Tongue. I couldn't do that. And there's somebody told me to try a whisky grub. I don't know if you know what they are. They're from like big bugs from Australia. Yeah, I don't want to try that. But lots of different things. Liver though, no.
But that's funny because don't they have a lot of liver in the UK? Like in Europe in general, I feel like people eat a lot of liver.
Yeah. I mean, people have sort of said, I should have cut it really thin when I had it. And the point of that series is I could cook it really nice, maybe like balsamic vinegar, and you really take that flavour out of it. But I just wanted to try as a real basic thing, do I like liver in general? And I've never really liked it. But liver and onions is actually a really popular dish here, and a lot of people do like it, but it's one of those things that you love or hate. And you can speak to someone else and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't like mushrooms," or "I don't like oranges," or something like that, and just like, what? Well, that's what's so cool about, again, the world of food. It's people's taste buds and their perceptions of different foods. So yeah, it's I had a miracle berry actually. I did a video called Miracle Berries on these food fears, where you eat it and it makes all sweet things taste sour, and the other way around, you can get a reverse one as well. And that was pretty cool. So it's something that this the world of food. Your taste buds are different and keep you guessing, right? And they change over time as well.
What's your favorite utensil to use in the kitchen?
Spatula. Without a doubt. I don't know why. It's pretty sad. In fact, I mentioned it in my book. I think I've written a whole page on a spatula, but I think it's like the best invention ever. Like even like when you cook pasta and you're mixing it, just like that whole flexibleness of it, rather than a wooden spoon, it won't break it. Or when you've got cake mixture in a bowl and you work it around and it just takes it all off the bowl. I could just do that for hours. Kind of bad. And a few years ago, I'd never think I'd say that if I was sat on the building site. I think, what? But no, a spatula is the most amazing thing ever. So I need my own one.
Do you think that you would do anything besides cooking, as a profession now? Or do you think that cooking for you is the next thing, the next big thing?
I'd like to, I mean, obviously, if I can inspire as many people as I can with the book and carry on growing the channel, that would be fantastic. And, ideally in my hometown, there's not much, it's quite a small seaside town, and I'd love to sort of have my own little restaurant or cafe here and just sort of put my own spin on dishes and, try and do something funky. But I do sort of miss the building site sometimes. It is quite different being sort of working here on my own now. I'm so used to a sort of environment, being around lots of people and lots of stuff going on. So, it's cool being your own boss, but there might be a time when I might be like, right, I want to go back to the construction industry. But if I can get into an environment with food and have a team around me that are just as passionate as I am, then I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all I have for you. Thanks so much for doing this interview with me, and I can't wait to see what comes up with you on your channel and your book and everything.
No problem. Thanks very much for having me. It's been great fun.
Thanks so much for watching, and thank you so much, Barry, for giving me the opportunity to interview you. I had a lot of fun getting to know you a little bit better. For all my viewers out there, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.